Hey there fellas, in today's episode we're going to be covering ramp up. We're gonna be covering absolutely everything till now, so we're gonna summarize it and then we're gonna focus on the ramp up, building up ourselves to maintaining. Now what you're gonna learn in this video, so till the end of the video you should know already why are we doing every single thing. For me this video is very important. It probably can take a bit more time. So for this purpose, I need to go over a lot of theory. Now you probably know a lot of the things, but I'm gonna very quickly go and summarize them. So without further ado, let's start from this. So I press F5, I've already positioned my camera. Now if you could see from the GoPro, you could see my monitor, I'm just next to the curb. You don't have to be absolutely perfect. Why starting position is so important? If we go on the same place every single time and we position ourselves on the same goddamn place every time we do these values, the reason why I gave you the exact same values, minus 160 on the wheel, 60 on the throttle, is because you're gonna have the same situation over and over and over again. That's pretend like you go, let's say you go to a fight gym, whatever, and the teacher there, the coach tells you, I want you to hit this exact spot on the boxing or the punching bag, whatever it was called, and you go on and he's teaching you how to do the jab, and now he's like, you're gonna do this 1,000 times. And there's like lines on the ground where you put your left foot and where you put your right foot, let's say, and you always position yourself this way. So you know you have the same range and you have the same reach, and you also have the same target that you're gonna hit every single time, so you're gonna rotate your body. Make sense? Same with when you go to the gym. You want to position yourself properly, you look at the bar, maybe you've put some lines for your hands. I put my hand here, this here, so you can make sure you have a proper form. You have the best shot at lifting this weight because you use very good position for your body, so you can have good leverage. It's the absolute same thing here. Today is going to be a lot of explanations and a bit of practice. So you very carefully need to listen to what I'm explaining because this really needs to sink in here. As I told you, drifting is not just go and drive. No, this is idiotic explanation. If somebody tells you this, I'm sorry, but bro, you're an idiot. Or like, sorry, no, sorry. So drifting is synchronization of your body movements like anything else. How your hands work with your feet, because you're using the pedals with your feet, you're using the wheel with your hands. Now, the reason, as I said, why we position ourselves this way is so we can have the same situation every single time. And when you run into the same situation, eventually you learn more and more and more and more about it. That's like, let's say you had somebody you didn't like, maybe in school, and you know this guy, every time he sees you, he comes to hit you. And you know exactly when he sees you that he's gonna turn, he's gonna come to you, and he's gonna throw a punch. And you learn exactly how fast he throws the punch, how much time it takes him, how he throws it, is it like an overhand, whatever, and you learn it. You run into him a few times, then you will know exactly when he's gonna show up, how much time he's gonna be, is he gonna run to you, he's gonna walk to you, how much time it takes for his punch. You learn every single detail. The same thing with the donut. When we go to do the initiation, first we'll drive, we build up power, we go up to 60, we increase the power, we go up to 60, car starts to turn, engine builds up power, then we reach enough power, depending how much grip we have on the rear, and the car slips. Now, since you know that, the reason why we position ourselves at the same goddamn place every time is to ensure we have the same approach, the same situation that we're familiar with, and the more we're familiar with something, the more confident we are. The more confident and competent we are, obviously, the more success you have to do something. So, now, I'll obviously show up a picture of this when I'm explaining, but one thing that you need to be absolutely aware of is we're gonna talk a little bit about tires now, and then we're gonna start practicing, and I'll give you a lot of exercises and tips and so on. Now, regarding tires, when we go, let's say let me put second gear. When you start your initiation, if we're with cold tires, will probably initiate about here. Why? The colder the tires are, the more grip you have. So the more power you need to build up and the more speed, so that when you do the weight transfer initiation, you shift the weight and the back is gonna slip. The hotter the tires are, like the higher PSI, the higher temperature, the less grip you have. So that means we'll need less distance. So most likely, if we are, let's press F5, see where we at. So you can see very clearly, if you look at it with the GoPro, I'll raise my hand, my head a little bit. Now you could see we're literally exactly the same position on top. So about when we reach here, this will be the worst possible place, like right about, you know, on the bottom side, the same position on the bottom side. So we've passed like 180 of the circle, half the circle. Then if we go a little bit back, somewhere about here, so just a little bit back, or about literally a straight line down 180 is where we're gonna slip if we're with very, very gripped up tires, cold tires and so on. However, if we are with let's say a little bit slightly warmed up, we'll probably slip somewhere about here or a little bit about here. And if our tires are super warm, super heated up, we'll have so less grip that will probably be slipping about just maybe past 90, slightly past 90, way earlier about here. So this is how it's all about, guys. It's all about grip. I'll obviously show pictures drawn with like usually where kinda you can anticipate the slip, and I will teach you a lot of things that you need and details. There's gonna be so many details this session that you need to pay attention to. Now, the first thing that you need to worry about, once, okay, we position ourselves, F5, there you go, I'm a little bit back, let's fix ourselves, boom, there you go. Now, I'm good. We don't have to be absolutely perfect, come on, like, then, we're right about here. You remember what we gotta do. We put second gear, we'll put 160, and then we'll go on to 60 and wait till initiation. Now, before we go and start practicing very hard, I want to give you a few exercises. So we're going to go first with the initiation to remind ourselves all this, so you don't have to probably go over the other videos have their benefits that I'm explaining in full in depth, but you can watch them. And then now we're just getting familiarized with the ramp up. So what we're going to do, I want you to put neutral for now. Now, I want you to work your muscle memory. Let's start slowly from point A to point B to point C. Let's warm up our muscle memory, preparing for initiation, then so we can build ourselves up for ramp up. So I want you to go up to 60, whoop, and you could just go quickly, whoop, like this, and hold. And now, just hold there. And now I want you to do a little modulations. Whoop, 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 whoop. They don't have to be perfect. Work your muscle memory. Eventually, if your foot, for example, let's say your foot is not comfortable and stuff, just fix your foot, you know, position yourself where you have a very nice, gentle, comfy time to push, and just practice these modulations. And you could see we started to work very nice throttle control. You see how little it takes to warm up your muscle memory, and obviously you could see how there's a little stutters. And this is usually what happens, so let me explain. I'm trying to focus on doing the modulations, so I have some focus on my foot to work the throttle, and I have a lot of focus on explaining things. So what does this mean is that I cannot channel all my focus on my foot, and I'm spreading it. Now, when we start to drive later and you start to focus, okay, let's say you've mastered your foot, you do great modulations, everything is good, like your throttle work now, and you start focusing on the wheel, now your foot is gonna start to play. And that is completely normal, so don't panic. This will come with time. The more you do it, the more it becomes like a second nature to you. It's all practice. You need to build that experience. So, what I want from you guys now, start doing your modulations, and boom, 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 boom. Just to work how much you go to 60, you don't have to go that fast. Whoop and down, whoop and down. What you usually do when you are weight transferring, when we initiate. You might probably go to the bottom, let's be honest, but at the moment we don't have to ditch all the throttle. And even if I close my eyes, which I'll do now, I want you to, before you close your eyes, just to test your muscle memory, I want you to fully just think of your foot. Try to think of your foot, feel your foot, like how you're pressing with your feet. So close your eyes and work your muscle memory. And work your muscle memory. You could see we're doing the same goddamn initiation. You see, there's no way you can fail it. So people that are naysayers, they don't believe our muscle memory is BS, well, you gotta think twice. We just debunked you. So, what we're gonna do now, let's test this. So we're gonna put second gear, minus 160. Let's go and initiate. Whoop to 60, wait, and we're gonna reach the bottom, lower, and back up. Whoop, and we're back at the start. So, and you'll say, oh, but yeah, this is very easy for you. And so, don't worry, bro. We're gonna reach there. Relax, take it easy. You hear this song like, don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. I'm gonna reach this. Now, very important detail. A lot of you ask, hey, but I don't know when to lift off and so on. I'll tell you the secret. I'll give you the sauce to the pizza. Don't worry. You see, whoop, and we'll ramp up. Now, you're gonna reach exactly here. So, then it's gonna be even better. Now, how to know, I'll give you the secret, how to know exactly when to anticipate the initiate, like when to anticipate to initiate, and when you know you've built up enough for you, is listening to the engine. I want you to very carefully now, guys, listen to the engine. What you ask, what should I listen for? Exactly. Very good question. The cue is when the engine builds up the RPMs, you listen for that rev, like roar, like vroom. That vroom is the moment you need to anticipate and will tell you when to do your modulation. So let's do that. Minus 160, go to 60. And you lower and the car slips. Now, obviously, how much speed we've built and how much we're gonna lower on. Now, the more grip we lose, the more how much you're gonna dip the throttle is gonna impact how much we're gonna rotate. So obviously, we need to be careful with this, but at the moment, I want you to absolutely not give a single F about spinning out, whatever. You're working your senses, your visual cues, your hearing cues, your muscle memory, everything. Once you nail this, you won't even care about anything else. You won't even spin out. Let's listen again very carefully to the engine, and we're gonna anticipate it now. So once you do it multiple times and you fail, you're gonna be like, oh, I see. You're gonna have the aha moment. So go quickly 60, hold. Listen to the engine. Lower, back up. Whee! And now we'll reach to here, don't worry. So far so good, right? Easy. You will see it's all so simple. I mean, okay, let's be honest. It's if you know how much there is to everything, people say, donut. Donut. Only if it was just a donut. Now, the donut, why is it the best? Let's cover the naysayers. Because you think, oh, gonna go to that corner and on this track, this corner, on this track. I did it so many times. Yeah, bro, you're gonna pass through the whole track like an idiot just to go to that single corner. Think of the donut. What is the donut? It's a corner that's never ending corner. So if you're constantly going at it and working all these techniques, you'll become an absolute master. So that's exactly where you guys are heading. Now, since you've worked yourself to listen to the engine, the visual cues you need to look for is, let's exclude the fact that I have triple monitors. I'll probably have single, same view, but like with just bigger FOV. What you need to look for, the visual cues that where you need to look, guys, is obviously when you start, the car starts moving, whoop, it moves, this is it. So now you look here and you see immediately, okay, these are the bottom curbs, these edges, you're passing through them. what you're looking for actually here is where you're reaching. Based, obviously, you'll be looking at your tires, but since we're always stopping and reattempting and always stopping, listening to theory and reattempting, look at me spitting. I'm trying to say so many things, but we're gonna have cold tires. So let's be honest. If you're literally following my lead, watching the video and attempting, you go, then stop, practice this, go, stop, practice this. You only, once you've completely eaten this video, then you will finally go just at it non-stop. So you have cold tires. So for that purpose, you'll be literally focusing on the bottom, on the 180 down of the small donut, half circle. So at the half circle is where we need to initiate. But I didn't want to give you the visual cue because it's gonna be way harder. That's why, guys, I wanted to give you the hearing cue so you learn to listen to the engine, and then as the time passes by, you will learn just by the sound of the engine, like in real life, how much throttle input you're giving. You will not have to look at your pedals, how much I'm giving and so on. Trust me, give it enough time. It's not gonna happen from just one video in one session. Like, you gotta keep going at it. When you go to the fight club, fight gym, this guy will tell you, just do 1,000 jabs. Where are you going? Like, I want you 1 month on the goddamn boxing bag doing the jab. Like, you think you're Bruce Lee from day one? Like, come on, like, fix your mindset. So now let's go ahead. I want you to work yourself. You already know about hand positioning. We're not gonna cover all this from the previous videos. We go again. Whoop, 60. Listen to the engine. Lower, and now we go back. So now, if you've paid attention, you would have seen on the graph that I went a bit higher than 60. If you did that, good eye. So now let's position ourselves. It's very important. Position yourself properly. A little bit back. There you go. Boom. A little bit forward. I'm a bit nerdy, obviously, so I'm trying to be on the same position. Why? Because I care that I will be having the same approach. Let me explain before we continue. Why is the initiation so important? Because initiation, like, you, doesn't matter if you go on competition tracks, anywhere you go, competition tracks, you have zones. If you initiate very good or perfectly, you're setting yourself up for success. You go, the car will just naturally flow through the track, through the zones. You have such a good, easy time. It's not even funny. But when you do bad initiation, your approach is bad. Now you're gonna have absolute nightmare over time. So that's why we always put ourselves on the same position, so we can ensure we're familiar with this situation, with this exact place. We're gonna go to this zone. From here, I'll reach here, and then I'm gonna initiate. Use over time, you start to be absolutely familiar, and you immediately know when you're gonna slip, where you're gonna reach. You know every single detail on top of your head without even telling you and asking you. You'll be able to just, when you wake up from the bed, boom, I pinpoint, oh, I'll reach here and the car will slip here. And then I'll go here and here and here. Why? Because you went 2,000 times through this goddamn situation. You know every single detail about it. So now, since you know the importance of the initiation, we're gonna cover very soon something about the rotation as well. Now, what we do for the ramp up. Now we're going to the culmination, why we're going to the ramp up and so on. For the ramp up, we want to go from 60. Obviously, when we initiate, we hold 60. Then once we reach the initiation point, we listen to the engine room. Then we lower down, dip the throttle, shift the weight. The back loses grip because the weight goes to the front. It starts to rotate in attempt to overtake the front, and then by this time, since we've dipped down, up, no pause, we don't want to go back up to 60. This time we want to go a little bit higher. Why? After so many years, I know by the donut, the base amount of throttle is 80. So we want to get our consistent throttle input, the base throttle, up to 80. Why call it the base? Let me elaborate on this. Modulation is adjustment that we do with the throttle. Let's say we're 60 and we do like this, something temporary. Moving the base like this and stay here, then we go back here, is something that we'll do for a longer period of time. That we're adjusting the power output that we're like sending to the rear for a longer time. It's not just like down up and immediately we're heading back. You're adjusting the power that you consistently want to output. So let's say we start with 80. If the car is super grippy, and then slowly we lower it, because why? Because now we don't need to send that much power to keep the same angle and to keep ourselves going in the same location, because over time the tires heat up at what I call the external grip, and since we lost some of the external grip, the tires heated up, they lost their grip. I don't have to force the car to lose grip by giving more power. So I change the base and I stay around it. Now, since you know the difference between base being consistently like this and the modulation being something that you're doing adjustment for a very short period of time, let's talk about the ramp up. What will be the goal now? So before I explain, I will just showcase. Again, minus 160, we go up to 60, listen to the engine, listen, lower, and now we build, and you can go up to 80. At this point, obviously, didn't do that good of a job I wanted to explain, and I went up to 100. But the goal is, we are building, we're ramping up way higher than what we used for the initiation. Boom, there you go. We're back at the perfect spot. So, what is the goal? Our goal is to go up to 80. And you'll be like, bro, but I'm always failing it, I'm rushing. Yes, it's normal, you're gonna panic. Relax, happens to everybody. You need to fail numerous times to learn this. I'll give you a cheat code. I'll give you another exercise for muscle memory. Put back to neutral. What we're gonna do now, I want you, go up to 60. Now we're gonna work ourselves like we're initiating. Down, whoop, and now build up to 80. Now restart, go to 60, and now whoop, and 80. You build, you ramp up to a higher base, you modulate and ramp up to a higher base. You're gonna use more power because the tires are so gripped up, you need a lot of throttle. And even later on, when they heat up, 80 is perfectly fine to stay on as long as your steering inputs are good, as long as your steering game is on point. Now, what we're gonna do, again, minus 160, go up to 60, listen to the engine. Lower, up on the gas. There you go, see? This is the end goal. You're gonna ramp up, you're gonna build the power. Later, I'll show you exactly how to adjust the car, how to save yourself, and so on. But this is at the moment the goal that you're working for. So, again, we're gonna position ourselves back here. Boom, second gear. Work your muscle memory if needed more. Let's go ahead. I'll give you more extra details on the way. Let's go again. 60, dip. So, obviously, lift off partially. Get the car to initiate. And there we go. The car slips. And obviously, we will ramp up. Vroom, vroom. And then, you see? And we'll ramp it up. Now, let's cover common problems. I hope the GoPro is not gonna die very soon. It usually has a lifetime of like 30-40 minutes. So, now, common problems. Obviously, now the ramp up, one of the most important things about ramp up is timing. The reason why we initiate is to get the car to turn and obviously get sideways, but also we're going to the opposite side. So since we're initiating, we're transitioning to go sideways into the opposite side, we get the car to rotate. So since the car is turning, the goal is, most of you guys, what you will do is you're gonna wait until you ramp up. You're gonna wait, and one general rule is that whenever you think and deem is the right time to go up on the gas or get back on the gas, do it earlier. You gotta believe me. And when you start spinning out because you go too early, you found the limit. See the logic here? That's how you can learn the limits. You'll know when it's too late, you'll know when it's too early. When you risk and find the limits, you will know, okay, this is too much, this is too less. And now you'll be working to find the sweet spot. So once we go minus 160, we go up to 60. Now we gotta go early. So no pause. Down, up as the car is rotating. Wanna catch that rotation, you see? Now, I will tell you did you find the problem that we had? So I'll tell you the secret how to get this problem solved. Since we've covered the timing, that you gotta go early on the gas. Why? Because you force rotation and you need to go back on the power to catch as the car is rotating and either empower this rotation, build it up by sending more power to the rear by increasing the throttle, and the back is gonna step out more. Or you can just maintain this same rotation, get the car, turning. Obviously, over time, the car is slowly showing up if you maintain the same power, and you get to this situation where the car is just gonna straighten out. Now, this is why we need to guide the car with the wheel. So if you've mastered your throttle now and you've got your feet game way ahead, now your hands are still nowhere to go. Alrighty, GoPro died, so a bit of time later and one battery later, we're back. So, where were we? I believe I was going to tell you how to solve the straightening out problem. So, let's remind us real quick again. Minus 160, go up to 60, you know about the modulation, listen to the engine, vroom, lower, and then this is the best scenario you have. Good timing, good step on the throttle, you catch the rotation, you either empower it, which we did now, and we got the car turning. Let's check again the position, good position. We're gonna go again. This time I'll slow down the timing, so we can mimic a little bit of the mistake that you guys will get into. Obviously, this is completely normal, you're just starting. Lower, then you're a bit slow and the car doesn't turn, so you have to turn a little bit, then slowly back. And you see, the problem will be, if you listen to the car and turn fast to counter steer, you're gonna gain all the angle way too fast, which will lead to the car straightening out. Why? The car's goal is to not be sideways. So the car will do whatever it means necessary to straighten out. That means the car tells you to fully counter steer all the way, gain all the angle, then the car settles into this angle and eventually straightens out in a matter of like 2 seconds, depending how much inertia, how much speed you have. Anyways, not important now. We're gonna go again and mimic this mistake that will happen when you're trying this arrow. Room, lower, gas, car is almost settling into angle. Turn slowly. I'm adjusting the car by muscle memory. This is the problem when you guys can. It's engraved. It's hard, guys. When it's engraved in your head to fix the car, whatever, like it happens. Give me a second. It's hard to do bad when the good driving is engraved in your head. I'm sorry. Let's mimic the mistake. Vroom, lower, late on the gas, car settle, turn a little bit, hold the gas, slowly to the right. Now, you listen to the car and you keep turning, and you saw I went literally all the way to the right, even if it's like to the wheel lock. And we gained all the angle, and now we got into trouble. Not only we got the car to way bigger angle than what we need, and also like you're getting the point is that when we go to maintaining, the more you turn to the right to counter steer, then now you have to turn so much back to where you need to get the car to turn, which leads us to covering the turning zone and control zone and so on. Now, I believe this is way too much information. I'll leave it for the maintaining. This is us rewinding everything back from initiation, what's the purpose, what's the goal of the proper approach, to working on muscle memory, like the room, and then ramping up, work your ramp up to like at least try to do one loop and stop. and then you're gonna work yourself to maintaining in the next video, because there's only so much we can take in one session, let's say coaching session. And same, it's the literally same thing when you watch the video. It's only so much you can take. Otherwise, you're gonna clog your brain with way too much information. You'll be like, oh my god, I can't concentrate, I can't focus. That's because you're overthrown with so much information. Your brain is like, goddamn, that's too much to take in. Relax, take it slow. Make sure your learning is optimal. You don't want to rush it, guys. Seriously, you don't want to rush it. It's a slow learning process if you want to learn the right way. So let's rewind back. What we got to do at the beginning, you have a bit slow timing. Vroom, lower, back in, increase, turn, hold the gas, turn to the right. You step on the grass, it doesn't matter. This will happen. So what you want to do is, when you ramp up, you want to stay up to 80. So let's check if we're good. Now, this is the normal thing that will happen to anybody. Once you ramp up, stay on that base, 80%. And now you want to work the the wheel a little bit, want to focus on the wheel. If your footwork is good, you can hold on 80. If not, practice holding there, ramping up. Room, lower, you're a bit late on the gas. Turn, counter a little bit faster. Turn, counter a little bit faster. Turn, counter a little bit faster. Needed. But you see, every time we do a big turn, then like we get into the turning zone. Here is a little bit. Now we have to counter all the way back, and then we have all this, let's say, distance to travel. So it's not optimal. So what's the goal now? Your goal, let's check our position. We're a bit forward, like a little bit back. Boom. Again, second gear, let's go back. Now let's go up to 60. Room, lower, gas, slowly turn in, slightly return, slowly turn in, slightly return. Hold it. Doesn't matter if it's 73 or 80. We're gonna work. Now, I'm gonna explain what is the goal of this. You see how we're telling the car, turn a little bit, we counter, turn a little bit, counter, turn a little bit, counter. Now, I wanna only touch very slightly on this. The point is that we guide the car, we tell it, let's turn a little bit, we need more to rotate, and then we stabilize. Tell the car to rotate a little bit, stabilize, hold this angle, hold this position, stabilize the car. We're gonna go in way more in depth on the maintaining video itself. We'll probably have to do like, I'm not sure if I'll do like one video for the maintaining. There's way too many details. Because once you go to maintaining, there's so much things and details that we have to go through. It's not just one thing, but you want to hold on to what power you're giving. Now 73 was 73, so that was a little bit less than what we needed, because we still didn't warm up the tires that much. Now the tires are slightly warm, they're very grippy, so probably we would initiate again, probably near the bottom. Lower, room, gas, slowly turn in, slowly return. Again, whoop, left and right. And left, a little bit, tell the car to turn, and then counter a little bit. Whoop, left, right, left, right, left, right. Hold steady on the throttle. Now, let me explain. We're gonna cover the control zone and the 40-degree rule in the next video, guys. As much as I wanna dig into it, and I'm starting to dig in, it's pointless. Let me explain a little bit about the wheel, and I think we're gonna wrap up the ramp up. Once you pass the ramp up, you go into maintaining and you build your muscle memory in your foot to lock onto the throttle and hold that same base amount of percentage of throttle. Now, what you need to know, I want you to think of the steering wheel. Now we gotta work our muscle memory of the hands. Now our feet went way ahead in terms of skill compared to our hands, and we didn't work at all on our hands that much. So now the job is, once we have a little bit empowered or, you know, technique on the foot and our feet are ahead, now we gotta work the hands. So what we need to do, very important thing, think of the steering wheel as a pedal, but this pedal goes left and right. Guide the car, stabilize the car. Guide the car, stabilize the car. Or in other words, to even more simplify it, turn the car, stabilize, turn, stabilize by holding the angle, like slowly gaining the angle by countering and pointing the tires, the front wheels to the opposite side, the back steps out, you're gaining angle, stabilize, then again and again. So as it's not optimal obviously to maintain this way by holding the throttle, and like obviously I am very hardly working to not start to modulate, because we'll go to this is very important now to do, holding the same base, because we need to improve our steering work. You gotta learn and not only push your feet ahead and improve your feet, you gotta improve your hands as well. You gotta start learning, and we're gonna be pounding a lot on our hands, and we're probably gonna start the maintaining this way, pounding as much on our hand work, because otherwise you're going to all kinds of trouble. And you'll see from like once you start fishtailing the car, you'll go into this doom circle where like once you fishtail the car, you have to counter steer a lot, and then because the car straighten out, you got so much angle, then you have to turn like crazy, and then you have to counter steer like crazy. You go into this doom cycle that there's no getting out. The moment you start fishtailing the car, go back to starting zone, just reset. It's not worth it. It's too early to teach you how to save yourself. Later we're gonna learn. At the moment, you gotta teach yourself how to get it perfect from the get-go. Later you're gonna learn how to save yourself. That's not the point at the moment. The point is, think of the steering wheel now as the pedal and start slowly. What goes left goes right, a little bit quicker. Left a little bit. The moment the car starts to turn, go right, stabilize again. Left and right again, left and right. As you see me doing the modulation sometimes, like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Again, left, right, turn the car, stabilize, turn the car, stabilize. That's all about it. So this is about the ramping up, guys. Pretty simple. In a nutshell, summarizing, make sure the car, I'm gonna lift the GoPro a little bit up, make sure the car is on the correct position. Always start from the same place so you know exactly where you're gonna land. Next thing, make sure everything is as normal as we spoke. Second gear, listen to the engine. Make sure you listen to your hearing cues. Listen to the engine revving up, and then that anticipates this roar of the engine to initiate. And then back on the gas, and you'll turn a little bit and counter to the right, and turn a little bit and to the right, and then again turn a little bit to the right. That's the end goal, obviously, when you reach the end of the video. Obviously I gave way too much power, so I had to counter. The car was rotating, so we'll get into this. But the point is, when you wanna, another thing you wanna practice as final exercise is, once you practice, let me just make sure, okay, a little bit back, whoop, there you go. Now, another exercise you can practice, since you know that you most likely will be very bad on the timing, and don't worry, we're gonna work the timing slowly up. You don't have to be perfect from the get-go. Nobody was. Everybody is gonna be trash. This is not the point. Oh my god, I need to be perfect. No. Practice, work your exercises. Now, since you know your timing most likely is going to be bad, so you encounter you settling the car from the get-go, so room lower, the car settles and you have to turn, then what you need to know. Now you're gonna work with what you know and what you have. So you have bad timing, work with this, so you learn a little bit more. And then later, once you get the timing perfect, you'll be fine. Everybody starts. That's why I gave you lower values to work with the car. Minus 160, 60, lower throttle amounts. Don't go 70, 80 to initiate, or slam on the gas and lift off like crazy. Work slow. The slower everything happens, the more reaction time you have. This is extremely good, especially when you're learning, when you're a beginner. The most important thing, things happening slow. Now, since you know about practicing going up, one of the exercises being going up to 60, down, up to 60, down. And then the next exercise was us practicing our ramp up, going up to 60, then down, and then up to 80 or 75, whatever you hit, doesn't matter. The goal is that you hit always on the same time. Whoop, 75. So you go 60, whoop, practice is boom, 80. 60, whoop, boom. Now, another thing. Since you know you'll be a bit late on timing and you'll make almost like a pause before you ramp up, what you can practice is also adding the wheel, turning the wheel. So you can start and practice from here a little bit. So you'll go up to 60, you'll lower, car will probably settle this time, you ramp up when you turn a little bit, and then you go back and turn a little bit. So you could practice maybe holding 80. This one of the exercises, you could hold 80, practice a little bit left, right, left, right, left, right. Don't listen to the car to go all the way to counter steer. Whatever, take it as this, whatever the car tells you to counter steer to the opposite side, since we're doing left donut, you have to counter steer to the right. Take half of it. Don't listen to the car. You need to learn to trust me and to trust yourself. So obviously we're not in a coaching session. You're watching a video, but if you were in my coaching session, obviously I'll be telling you, listen to me, because I'll be live guiding you. But again, the point is the following. Don't listen to the car fully, only take some of the information regarding the counter steer, and then you counter a little bit and go slow. The slower you counter steer, the slower the car is going to react, and the slower you're going to gain angle. The faster you counter steer, you're going to get it, the faster you're going to get in trouble. You might even spin out the car, depends if you were late on the wheel. So boom. You see, if I let the wheel dictate, boom, we gained all the angle, the car settled in, and we got into such a big angle, it's going to be hard to push. I had to slam fully on the gas to push myself wider again, get back on the line. So much trouble. This BS car is gonna get you in trouble. Don't listen to the car. So this is what you need to know. Work your pedal muscle memory, vroom, vroom, and then hold on to 80 to work a little bit your hands, and work a little bit, vroom, vroom. Work a little bit. Try to work like 40 degrees range while you hold the throttle. Work on this 40 degrees. How do you know? Now, I'll cover super little bit how to stay on this like 40 degrees, and I'll go super in depth in the next video. Once you go into maintaining, I'm not gonna kickstart it even though I really want to, cause you guys will start doing stupid stuff. Boom, lower, back on the gas. Now, I did screw it because I'm thinking what to say. Now, but the point is, a little bit, whoop, we got the car turning. We know where the turning zone is. Once you get the car turning, you know, okay, this is the turning zone. I enter the turning zone a little bit, then counter. And again, a little bit and counter, and a little bit and counter, and you get the point. Doesn't matter if you spin out, doesn't matter if you step on the grass, nobody gives a F. This is you versus you. You are alone in the session. Who are you trying to impress? Me? You're not gonna impress me, neither you're gonna impress your father or anybody. Don't try to impress people, don't try to compare yourself to others. It's you versus you. Be better than yourself that started an hour ago, or 30 minutes ago, or 10 minutes ago to try and practice. Try to improve yourself each day. Don't try to impress people. F the others. It's you versus you, bro. So, once you get the car to turn, and you've turned left enough, and the car starts turning, you've entered the turning zone. The more you turn into this turning zone, the more the car is gonna turn. So, and the more the rapid is gonna turn, and the more angle you're gonna gain. And then if you very quickly start to counter steer, you'll probably spin out, because you're gonna gain like angle extremely fast. So, for this purpose, you enter a little bit the turning zone, get the car to turn, and then you go back to counter steer slightly. Whoop, whoop, 40 degrees, 30, 40 degrees, you play with them. Work yourself up. Again, you'll hold 80, whoop, 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 whoop. Practice this movement. You don't want to go too much. Even with like competition cars, whatever, once you get the car into the angle you want, you'll be like controlling it within like a range of like 30 degrees, whatever, like, or a little bit, like 20. You don't, once you get into the car where you want it, you're just stabilizing it. You're doing these stabilizing movements, working the control zone. I'll explain what's turning zone, control zone, the 4-degree rule that I've invented and stuff, so I can explain things, because there's nothing on the internet, in the next video, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this, hope you learned something. It's a lot of information, it will clog your brain, so take a step at a time. Work the first exercise I gave you, work the initiation. After you spend maybe an hour on this, maybe tomorrow work on the ramp up on the next exercise I gave you. Then finally work yourself on this. I hope you enjoyed it, hope this was useful to you guys. I haven't forgot you. There's a lot of work and a lot of things that I need to take care of, and that's why the videos are coming slow, but we're back at it again. So no worries, they'll be popping, as well as some driving and challenges to keep you entertained. Thank you very much for your support and watching. Please like the video, it really helps me out, it helps the algorithm. This is one way to support me if you're not donating. Comment down below what you think, let me know what your feedback is, and I'll see you guys in the next video.